be further ahead than what they are. They're taking the game on, but not with run, but with deliberate short passing. They're cutting through Drouin quite nicely. Funnily enough, I think Drouin look a bit more dangerous when they're inside their forward 50, but they're just not getting it there the number of times they need to, as this second quarter's just about to start. Drouin need to, knowing that the deeper they get into games, normally the stats say the less likely they are to win. They need to get a wriggle on right now.
Well, Keenan Hines is playing on a wing, but will probably float back to a loose man across that half back line. A quick kick out from the middle, went away from Collins. He got it to his half forward line. Bob McCullum followed up, tapped it towards the top of his 50. Hines went in hard. So did Collins again after following that kick up. The ball's still in dispute. No one can really take it cleanly. McCullum finally did, and he kicked it out wide, going back with a flight there. Nicely done. Was it Tommy Barr? It is. So he'll have a shot on goal inside forward 50. It just persisted with the ball moving in a Drouin direction. Allowed McCullum in the end to pick it up, and just a scrappy sort of move forward. Eventually got a shot on goal, Boxer.
They did. Yes, they did, mate. I'm just trying to get you some scores here from around the grounds too, thanks to Harvey Norman.
All right. Well, Tommy Barr comes in, left foot shot on goal, leans back on it, gets back to go left to right, and gets the first one inside the first minute for the Hawks. A much needed one.
And that is on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard for the second quarter. We have Drouin 3-5-23. They trail by 5 points. Bairnsdale sitting on 4-4-28.
Just some quick quarter time scores from around the ground. Morwell 1-2-8. They lead Maffra 4 straight points.
Oh, jeez.
Upset brewing.
Well, never know, do you? Well, we did say they'd need to upset someone. I didn't think it would be Maffra, but they've got off to a dream start. Long way to go, we know that, but you can only play the footy you've played in the first 30 minutes as good as has this game been between Drouin and Bairnsdale. Wyke's the big man. Whoa, he attempted to kick it off the ground, butted up nicely, and their little flea brigade, off they go again. This time it's done through Callan McKeon, who goes towards right half forward flank. Leg was nice. Dennison was equal to it. Can he find a teammate? Went looking for Link, and that's the Robinson variety. Punched over the boundary line, just metres from Bairnsdale's goals. They're kicking away from the town. They're kicking to the scoreboard end, and they lead at the moment by just 5 points.
So Keenan Hines has that right thigh strapped. I just may have worked out what that issue might be. It might be high in the glute area.
Oh.
Just feeling for it. As quickly running onto this. Here we go. Dr. Riviera next to me, Nick Martino.
I think it's a corky.
He just grabbed his right glute, and I reckon it's high up in his hamstring. That's just giving him a little bit of grief because he is an important player to this side. McCullum tapped it down, nicely done by Robinson. Link up handball inboard to Nathan Guy. Eventually got it out wide there to Dower. He found a target out there in Tommy Barr, who's outside his defensive 50, kicks along the line. Big spoil there was from the defender in Somerville to cause a stoppage. The coaching staff from Bairnsdale, there's 8 of them on the boundary line. They like it.
I'll give you some quick scores from around the grounds too, Daryl. Wonthaggi 1-3-9. They trail Moe 2-3-15. And Traralgon 3 straight 18. They trail against Sale 4-2-26.
So the Magpies are looking to claim that top spot again. They'll need to beat Traralgon today. The ball at the moment left half forward flank. Bairnsdale into attack. Let's see, McCullum gets front spot, gets a nice tap away too. Can he find a teammate? Can't get it cleanly, and the pressure is now on. Hines puts himself over the ball, can't take the ball, gets pushed out of the contest, and the race is on. Winning the race, Bairnsdale. They got the numbers 2 through Grove, and then he gives it over to Radford. Right foot kick, can it threaten forward 50? It can, but they can't take the ball, and all players are beaten to it by the boundary. 60 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. The score is 5 points in favour of the home side in Bairnsdale.
Yeah, right in front of the past players bar here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Bairnsdale. It's great to have your company on TOFM. This is round 13. From that stoppage there, the Hawks win it. Barr was there. Handballs over the top to Rose. Just left it behind, then put on a strong tackle on Sean Wyatt. Now coming off the half-back was Robinson. Drove it back to the inside forward 50. Dennison was there. It come off his shoulder. Anderson has a little bit of work to do for the Hawks. Goes to ground. This time it's Miller coming in. Coughed it up, though. Quick kick from Tommy Bryan to the open side. It's a foot race. Byron Vickery will be the first one to get there. Gets around his opponent. There's lots of Hawks now, and they nearly give away a free kick. Working hard inside there was Robinson. who has squeezed his way forward. And we'll have a stoppage. 40 metres out. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
So inside forward 50, Link Anderson couldn't get the ball, and it's kicked out of defensive 50 now. It's all in fact, it's all Bensdale, obviously, who are doing some really good work. And that player, Ricky Tatnell, got on the end of it, and he'll kick from 55 out, so he'll put it in the danger zone, top of the square. Can he find a winner here? A pack of 4 or 5. Bulmer flew high, couldn't take the ball, but nonetheless, they've got some numbers and a quick kick off the ground by Dennison. Can you believe it? Nicely done, Nathan Dennison. Get their first of the second quarter, and they extend that lead back to the Magic 11.
Geez, they worked hard for that goal, Bairnsdale. They had the ball inside their forward 50 there for a good few minutes, and with no real reward. But Dennison, who's really been that eye-catching hit up forward for Bairnsdale, he's been that one that he's taken a couple of great marks in that first quarter, and in the right spot at the right time there for the Redlegs.
With a goal apiece this quarter, that 11-point quarter-time margin is retained. 5 minutes into the second quarter, Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, Bairnsdale 5-4-34, Drouin 3-5-23.
Wykes got up high early, but in the end tapped it straight down. McKeon gave it to Cowan. Now Axford comes in to help. Kingy was there. Nicely done. Little sidestep. Axford didn't have possession of the ball. The umpire's caught a throw. Axford didn't have possession of the football. It goes the other way. Waddell was the one who kicked it. Preston it was. Sorry, half forward. Cowan works hard. Lost the football. Umpire said play on, and the Hawks are filthy. They cop one the other way, and then they get one taken against them as well.
So that was the umpire off the play too. So he found that free kick.
To Miller.
To Miller.
So Miller, left half back flank, comes grandstand side in front of the TRFM commentary position where they find Sam Klebney. Klebney sort of starts to direct it in towards the corridor. They've got some numbers here, and they could be dangerous through. Todd Beck kicks. The kick is poor, tumbling punt falls in the arms of Harry Gibbs. With the Drouin goals 30 metres behind him, he's got plenty of room to move here. He finds Vickery. Vickery's got a couple of options too. He just has to work out which one's the best.
Yeah, there's lots, isn't there?
There's 3 or 4. There's a bit of room to move, but it's pretty stagnant.
Now
upfield, so he goes long. The contest is one-on-one. Out the back, they might have a runner. They have. Who's that runner?
Bulmer.
I reckon the runner is Bulmer. He runs to 55. He's got his teammate in the right position. Can his teammate mark? And I spoke of Dennison, who kicked the last. He can't. It's punched over the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw-in right in front of the scoreboard that reads Bensdale 5-4-34, Drouin 3-5-23.
Poppy, it's one of those things there. He just didn't have any body contact.
Yeah.
The ball was travelling. Dennison just should have nudged him off the ball so he got his hands to it.
Ball comes back into theatre play. Doing the ruck work back there was Robinson. Had a bit of a fresh airy. Dower gave it by hands backwards to Anderson, who kicks it high up and down. Robinson in the front spot. Didn't get there. McKinnon handballs over the top. Going down was Giovi. Tries to handball out when he's sitting down on the ground. Clayton King, and then he puts a tackle on. And how did
he claimed him too high and he was sitting on the ground.
Liam Giovi got him high as he was sitting on the ground. Turnover. They're going back forward again, the Redlegs. Cowan will have it top of the 50.
Goal.
49 metres. Left foot is missing.
Oh, no.
One of the best kicks in the comp. His left foot is raking, but that time it was skewed.
And taking Bairnsdale to 5-5-35, a 2-goal lead over Drouin on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Drouin 3-5-23.
Wens comes grandstand side looking for McCallum or Robinson. It's always going to be McCallum. Had his name written on it. He goes short there. He uses the ball well, doesn't he, the big fella? Todd Beck's the player there. They've got some room to wiggle now. Liam Axford spins the wheels and off he goes. Gives it off to his teammate in Joe Collins. Kicks long, threatens 50. Probably should have taken the mark there at the end. Falls to the ground, and the bloke with the ball is Jacob Simpson. Kick to the top of the square. The race is on. Hamilton says, nope, won't be risking that. Punch it through for a behind. Drouin edge 1 point closer.
He had 40 metres of paddock there. He had no one to give it to, and he went for an upside down dribbling tumble punt, and nothing really worked in his favour.
Drouin 3-6-24, Bairnsdale 5-5-35.
Kick back in. Big fly. Tatnell in the front spot. Comes front and square. Wykes was there. Quickly tackled by Beck. Doing some ground work. He does it well, big Bob McCullum. Now Barr handballed over the top, but Mighty McKeon quickly ran onto it. Works hard underground. Here's a Tunnelrat contender, of course. And if our great man Brenton Wonga White was here, he'd be putting him in to that Tunnel Rat Club. Very good afternoon to you, Wonga.
I'm going to try and squeeze out some scores in the North Gippsland Football League as we go along as well, guys.
All right.
Probably could have given them rather than just warning. Anyway, the ball's now inside forward 50. Drouin a quick kick forward. Can it be stopped right 10 metres from goals? It can't. I reckon the umpire will take control. He does. He'll bounce it down 15 metres in front of Drouin's goals. The visitors at the moment trailing by 11 points.
Ball goes up. McCullum does well. Little kick out of that ruck.
Go, Boxer, go.
Okay, I'm going to try and get one out. Rosedale 2-3-15. They trail TTU 3-3-21. Paul?
3-7-25 Drouin, trailing Bairnsdale 5-5-35.
Hamilton has just kicked a barrel that's landed in the centre of the circle. And the Redlegs, they've got some numbers. If they can kick it forward, it's going to go out there towards the Bulmer direction. Top of the 50, Hambles over the top to Dennison. Preston is there as well. The Hawks come in. Now Preston has it, knocks it forward. Going to kick around his body, the first gamer. Not the best of left foot. It goes in that direction, but it's going over for a boundary throw-in. And apologies to Jason Waddell. He's the one that's working hard.
He kicks like his little brother, that bloke.
What a kick by Hamilton, mate. What a kick by Hamilton.
A Torrey out of fullback that landed in the centre circle.
All right, so the ball now just 10 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. They've got a long injury list, as have Drouin, but I tell you what, there's some
good game
flair about this Bairnsdale side. They're having a go. Some of the new faces are doing their bit. The race is on at the moment. I reckon they're going to be beaten by the boundary. They are. The boundary umpire will throw this one in 40 metres from Bairnsdale's goals.
In other games in North Kibby, Yarram 6-5-41. They lead Glengarry just a single point. Cower 5-2-32. They are trailing Churchill 6-1-37. And Hayfield 2-1-13. They lead Woodside 1-4-10.
In the AFL, the Tigers lead the Port by 23 points and Carlton lead the Suns by 20 points. The two AFL games. We've got a quick shot on goal there, Poppy.
Yeah, we have indeed. Just offline, unfortunately, for Bairnsdale, so another minus score.
It's an 11-point lead to Bairnsdale, 5-6-36 to Drouin, 3-7-25.
Wans will bring the ball back in for the visitors. Drouin, they'll come grandstand side. Willie, no, I reckon he's going to go straight down the guards. He does. McCullum straight down the guards. Can't take the ball. Who's going to be first player there? I reckon it could have been Tom Bryan. Anyway, he busts the pack open and he found his teammate, the talented Keenan Hines.
He's going to have a go.
And Hines, well, he's going to go short, left foot, right foot, doesn't matter for him, but every foot will find a teammate. And this one found a teammate 45 metres from goals.
I think it's Giovi.
Giovi, is it? Can't pick the number from here. He's side on. But I'll tell you this, he'll kick probably right on the arc of 50.
I'm going to go with Giovi.
All right, let's give it to Giovi for a moment.
A defender who's just rolled up to the contest.
So he'll kick from right on 50. In fact, he runs to 48 probably. Off the boot, bit of height, might fall short, does by a metre. McKellar got first hands to it.
Sean Wyatt.
Through. I reckon he may have snuck that off the pack. He did too. Can you believe that? Sean Wyatt, bang, like a rat on a piece of cheese. He snatched it, avoided the trap, and kicked the goal. Nice work, Bairnsdale. The lead is extending.
And I think it's happened again too, where Drouin have had 4 players go up for the contest, including Bob McCullum. 1 player goes up for Bairnsdale, the rest stay down. White's in the perfect spot, gets the goal right on the goal line. Another lead there too to Bairnsdale too, so a great goal.
That's a match high margin of 17 points in Bairnsdale's favour, 6-6-42, 3-7-25 Drouin, Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
McCullum, a beautiful tap down to Robertson, who gave it to Beck, who does an upside down drop punt inside forward 50. Tough to mark. Back there was the defenders. Good work by White. It was no. I'll get that one out in a moment. Looked to be Gibbs. It was the one I was trying to work on. The defender did well in the end. We've got a boundary throw in.
We've got a game down at Moore Rec today in the AFLW game.
We do.
Collingwood, it's half time there. Collingwood lead 4-2-26. They lead Melbourne Uni 2-3-15.
The VFLW.
VFLW, apologies.
AFL kicks off a little bit later on in the year.
Yep.
Ball was back into play. Cower just handballed to a voice. And that voice there was McKinnon. He tried to keep it in. Beck does well. Took on the tackle of Tommy Bryan. The crowd say, come on, umpire, holding the ball. And the umpire says, I'm doing this. You look after your job. We'll ball it up. 70 metres out from the goals as McCullum tapped it down. That was Drouin's goals I talk about. Kicked off the ground there from Cowan. And we have a boundary throw-in 14 minutes gone. The margin is 17 points.
And the ball at the moment, left half forward flank, Drouin into attack. McCullum will do the ruck work. He'll do it against young Joshua Whites. Let's see how they vie for position. The young bloke against the experienced campaigner. The young bloke got good position, nicely done. Tapped and he found his teammate in Waddell, who's quick kick forward, falls over the boundary line, smack bang at right half forward flank for Bensdale.
Quick around the ground check. Gippsland Power, the under-18s, had a big win. 14 goals, 10. 94 have defeated the Tassie Devils 6-8-44. And a massive 50-point win there with 10 of their last 11 goals running out really strong there for the Power Boys. Back on the winners list.
Yeah, there's a big margin there. There's a building margin here as Bensdale have got a lead of 17 points. And they're going forward again on the end of it. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Tommy Bryan. Can't get a handle on it. Coming in to lend a hand is Robertson. Can't be taken. Well, he can't take the ball. He can be taken, and he was, which didn't allow him to spit the ball out, and there'll be a boundary throw in inside forward 50 for Bensdale.
McCullum tried the clearing tap out, didn't quite get a decent handle on it, and neither did Robinson, who he got tackled quickly. We'll have another stoppage, top of the 50. Second quarter, 15 minutes have gone, and the margin is 17 points. Cowan from that stoppage. Kick was partially smothered. Robinson grabbed it for the Hawks, drove it towards the wing area, searching long lead. Ferguson couldn't get it. Wykes was there to repel it back in the forward half for Bairnsdale. Coming out to meet it nicely was Radford. Inboard to Sean White, who lowers the eyes and found Dennison. Under a little bit of pressure from Leon Anderson, but he had strong hands, did Nathan Dennison.
And you know what I liked about that kickboxer? The fact that he didn't try to drill the player. He popped it up and let the leading player run onto the ball.
It was a great build-up there. Yeah, it was a great build-up there by Bairnsdale. They just used the ball really well.
As Dennison got his leg, and he handballs off to Kiernan Hines, who unloads from 50.
Yes, sirree.
And puts it through.
Scud
gives the fist pump to the crowd.
There is nothing wrong with his any tissue damage to that leg. It's got to be a corky. There's no way you can kick 55 and have some sort of soft tissue injury.
Where do you get a corky?
In the leg.
In your soft tissue muscle.
Mate,
fair enough.
Okay. Paul,
Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. The margin now out to 23 points in Bairnsdale's favour. We're at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. The Red led 7-6-48 to Drouin 3-7-25.
So the friction builds on the ground. The friction builds in the commentary box. As we hit the 17-minute mark, a boxer grabs me on the backside that tried to put me off. In fact, that's inspired me to go harder and faster, and going hard and fast at the same time is Jason Waddell, who kicks within 10 metres of goals, and it lands with number 10 for Bensdale, Sean White, who all of a sudden can extend this lead to a very impressive 30-plus points. Can you believe that? We wouldn't have picked that.
Gee, Jason Waddell.
A moment ago, in fact, nearly 30 points.
Jason Waddell's missed a bit of senior football, but he's still got some wheels. He's turning back the clock. Wyatt comes in, slams it home, no doubt about that one. An easy one for Sean, and that's his second, and the second of the quarter for him.
Well, there's some worrying signs now for Drouin, Poppy, and I was going to use that word that started with O and finishes with S, but I'm a bit worried about using it, so I'm a bit gun shy.
Erroneous.
Yes, but
erroneous.
I'll just but right now, they've just stopped. Bairnsdale are really on a high here. They've used the ball beautifully going inside 50.
And it's a 29-point margin. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard 8-6 Bairnsdale, 3-7 Drouin.
Well, now Harrison Cook, the first gamer, takes his duties in the ruck. Cowan was there. He's looking for the searching handball backwards. Found the teammate in Vickery. Gets it to the open space. Tatnall's out there. Gets around. Goes to ground. Does Tommy Barr. Then Tatnall hugs the boundary line. Oh, Byron Vickery landed awkwardly. And he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And this it could be one of those hip or groin area. He landed really awkward. There was a fair contest from Liam Anderson just in the contest, but he's in enormous pain. And it wouldn't be surprised if this is if he's tore a groin or a hip of some sort. Just the way he landed. Actually, it could be a dislocation of the hip, the way he's sort of holding that area. He's in extreme pain.
Calling for a lot of support here at the moment.
Liam Anderson was actually quite concerned as an opposition player. He applied some really heavy pressure, but he knew his opponent was in some pain and tried to help compose him.
Yeah,
just looking for the reaction from the trainers at the moment, of which there are 4 or 3 and a runner. And he's in a bit of bother. So we're going to just put a halt to this game just at the moment. And he's conscious, for friends and family that are listening. He is in some discomfort, and at the moment, it could be a hip.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a strain of, say, a hamstring or a groin. He's holding around that hip area, and it's obviously the way that he landed. He got his leg caught up underneath him as he landed.
It's not a break.
No.
But it appears to be, even the way he's sitting, and there
could be his pelvis, guys.
And that hip area.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment it is a 19-minute mark. I'm not sure that if it is that hip area that they want to sort of move him a great deal to get him on that stretcher that they're just bringing out at the moment. But perhaps maybe, I'm not sure. We'll just leave that to the experts down there.
We've seen some horrible injuries this year, and as much as we love calling the footy, this is the part that you don't like seeing on a weekly basis. You know, these guys, sometimes we take for granted the amount of work they put in, and it can all finish very quickly for them.
Oh, you can actually hear he's pretty close to us. That affects Mike, obviously picking that up just as he moved and rolled onto the back.